on my channel Let's Speak English with Vika. I also have two Instagram channels which are called Victoria 2008 and also School English Land. Here and there you can study English, enjoy English and of course love English. Today our topic is stages of life and life events. And today is really another video, really different. It is really just, I have heard today a lot of differences between the videos today, the video one today, and the previous videos, because today I'm going to have the presentation for you just to tell you about this fantastic real topic. And at first, just of course, let's start. But at first, I'd like to tell you that what are stages of life and life events. You know that when we are born, we are babies. We just are doing something. We're just starting to do something, and it's really great because we just have the beginning of our life. Then we're like teenagers, we're going to school, and then we're the adults, elderly people, and then of course we pass away. But also we have some life events and life stages more than just baby, teenager, adult, and elderly. We also have got like infant, toddler. What is it? We're going just to I'm just going to tell you and to talk to you just later in the presentation. But I hope that you will like this program, and of course write in the comments below, do you like just this program when I can just show the screen, my presentation, and tell you about this fantastic topic. So of course let's start. So this is my presentation about stages of life and life events. I have already told you about this one. So stages of life is like some separate periods of time. And we've got life events like when we are born, we can just leave, we can go to university, go to school, something like that. So let's start with stages of life with our vocabulary knowledge. Be an infant is the synonym for the word baby. When we're born, so we're the infants, we just can't go, we can't just run, we can't speak, we're just starting to do something. Be a toddler is from 2 years to 4 years, when we are starting to go, when we are starting just to run, when we are start just to do something and to even speak. We can go to kindergarten. Be a young child, it's from 5 to 10, for example. When we are at school, or just studying in school, we can finish the garden, so leave the garden, and we can already just write and read and go and run and jump and do other activities. Being your teens, I think it's really easy word, because being your teens, adolescent, is the same word with a teenager. When you're a teenager, you have got a lot of changes in their opinions, a lot of changes and problems with parents, for example. So adolescence and being your teens is the same, is the synonym for the word teenager. Be in your 20s when you are about 20 years old. Be middle-aged is when you are 50 years. Be an adult. So I think it's really just used to with being your 20s, be middle-aged, be elderly, be a centenarian. It's all just with the adult. Be elderly when we can retire. Retire, we can talk about this word a little bit later. But be a centenarian, it's when you are 100 years old, and this word is just connected with the word century, because century, it consists of 100 years, and that's why be a centenarian, it's when you are 100 years old. Then some examples to understand these words really better. So let's start the first one. My niece is only 4 months old. She's an infant. She's an infant, it just means that she's like the baby. My great-grandfather is over 100. He's a centenarian, so that's why if he is over 100, of course he's a centenarian, because he's 100 years old. My cousin Jack is in his teens. He's 15. And also be a teenager, and when you are in your teens, it means that you're from about 11 to 17 to 17, I think, more is when you are in your teens. And we can say that if it is he is in his teens, she is in her teens, and I am in my teens, or for example you are in your teens. Her mom is 50 next year. She will be middle-aged, so that's why if she's 50 years, of course she will be middle-aged. Now we're going to talk about another topic, life events. At first we are born, then we are brought up by somebody. Because when we are born and we are the infants, of course we can't do anything, and that's why we can just be brought up by somebody, for example by our parents, for example by our grandparents, and now And be brought up is like when somebody can look up, look after you, and he can, or so they can just help us. Then you're growing up, you are getting older, you're getting better. Then you start school, and then you're just doing something, and then you can just study. Then you leave school, maybe you can also leave home, go to university, and sometimes really in the university we can fall in love, for example, and then you can get engaged. Of course, when you just leave the university already, you can get engaged, get married, also you can move house or apartment, learn to drive, get your first job, emigrate, it means just from one country, when you can go from one country to another, buy a house or flat, have a change of career, start a business, start a family, settle down, it's like keep calm that you're now going just like to do something, split up and get divorced. Split up and get divorced, it means that split up is just when you just fell in love, and you were just together. But then you decide to split up because now you can't understand, for example, each other, you don't want to speak with each other, and then if you were married with this person, you are going to get divorced. Okay, I hope you understood, but now we're going to continue with another life events, like for example, inherit, money, house, and etc. Inherit, it also does, we have got the phrase verb come into. Inherit is, for example, the person when he left you some money, or the house when he just like passes away or dies, he can inherit, so leave some money for you, for example, your family, and you're going to inherit it, so come into money. Retire, we are going to this word, retire. Retire, for example, when you are elderly, you can just retire because for example, you worked now and then you decide just like you're getting the money for that, so you retire. And pass away is the same name for the word at the end of our life, is the same for the word die. Now let's look at some examples, because sometimes you can just even not don't understand just this word sound, this word. So let's just understand them better. So my grandfather is in his 70s or 60s, but he has no plans to retire. It means that yes, he is working now, but he has no plans just to retire. Then Katie and Brooke split it up recently, they aren't together anymore. So listen, when my poor Arthur passed away, he left me $5 million, and that's why I inherited them. So this is why he passed away, and that's why now he left me just $5 million, and I'm going to inherit them. I hope that you understood them. So this is the end of my presentation, and I thank you all for watching of this video. And of course, like this video and comment below. If you have any questions, of course, do you have any questions for me? Ask them in the comments below. And subscribe this channel, because I just try to make some videos sometimes. I'm so sorry that I didn't make the videos for so long time, because I just had some problems sometimes, and I just had a lot of events even in my life. So that's why I just sometimes didn't just make them. But now I have got a free time, it's the evening now, but I just can say that if you have any questions, of course, ask them. And my just advice for you, if you don't understand some of the words or some phrases like events, age of life, you can make some of the sentences just to remember them. Because let's imagine the situation when, for example, you are so you're passing the exam, and that's why then you're just understanding that you don't understand the word, for example, inherit. But for example, if you don't understand the meaning of it, you could just make the sentence, and then you need just to remember this sentence in your head. And then it could be that you can remember it, and on the exam you just will understand what is it. Because sometimes some of the people they just could not understand the word, for example, this individual word. But when they make the sentence, they can just understand everything. So that's why if you want us to understand the words or some of the phrases, you can make some of the sentences, and that's why then you can also just improve your English and of course remember everything. And my advice to you is just study, enjoy, and love English. Bye bye everybody, and of course see you soon.